Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. I'm very excited to have Sharon Salisbury back on the show.
Thank you, Stephen.
Welcome, Sharon. As everyone knows, Sharon's one of the top agents here at the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Group.
Thank you.
And glad to have you on the show, and glad for you to give expert advice to our buyers and sellers. So today, I've asked Sharon to come on the show and talk to sellers about selling their home. Some people in this market, because it is a seller's market in some pockets of our area, are going it alone. And we call that in our industry for sell by owner.
That's right.
And so there's some options out there for sell by owner. And I just wanted you to kind of hit the pitfalls of that. I'm not trying to talk people out of trying it on their own. I always say if you're going to do it, it's going to work in probably the first 14 days, the first 2 weeks. But there's a lot of things that affect you when you're selling the home. And I've just asked Sharon to come on and just share some of those if you're going to go for sell by owner, some things to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you don't want to fall into some of these pitfalls. And one of them, and the most important to me, is pricing it correctly.
Right.
If you price it too high, you're going to lose the buyers. And if you price it too low, well, you're going to lose the money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because you need to know what the appraiser is going to say it's worth when the bank comes out for the buyer and appraises the home. And if you miss that mark, the deal falls through.
And with that, a lot of times is, are you a marketing expert? Finding that right price a lot of times is knowing if your neighbor's house sold for more money, did it have a pool? Was there something about it? Was it completely updated? Right. And knowing that market.
And we know the market because, and you do especially, Sharon, because there's homes on one side of the road in a neighborhood that'll sell a lot faster than the other side of the road. It could just be the fact that there's a ravine on the other side of the road and they don't have backyards. So just because your neighbor's home sold quickly doesn't mean your home's gonna sell quickly. You really have to look at all the amenities. We just had one sell in one day for a lot more, but it had a brand new $75,000 kitchen. You wouldn't know that unless you'd been in the home.
That's right. And when you're selling your home yourself, do you have time to show it? Unfortunately, most buyers want to see the home the times that you're away at work. They want to see it immediately. A lot of times they're on time constraints. And it's hard to fit those needs of when a buyer wants to see your house.
Yeah, well, buying a home is one of the most expensive investments in the world. People take off work to house hunt. So you think you're going to show your home on nights and weekends, but buyers want to see it at 10 a.m. And then if they like it, they want to come back at 1 and stay 2 hours. You know the last person a buyer wants to meet?
Who?
The seller.
Yeah, that's right.
The last person a buyer wants to meet is the seller. You're looking at their personal home. They won't buy your home unless they look in cabinets, in closets, and they'll never do that if the seller's home. Right. Sellers should not be home. If you go for sell by owner, find a friend to show your house for you. That would be my recommendation.
Absolutely. The other thing you want to ask yourself is, are you up to date on the latest trends? They change often. Yeah. There's lots of TV shows that even focus on all these changes that are coming about. And staging your home.
Absolutely.
To make sure that furniture is placed in a certain way or things are depersonalized. You might love your family wall, but it might make it hard for the buyer to feel like it's their own home.
Absolutely. I try to go out and with under $1,000 recommend things that the seller can do that cost less than $1,000. The last time you and I did this together, it made the seller about $15,000 more, and just recommended that. By the way, if your wall color is this color, it's the wrong color now.
I like the grays. Yeah. There is nothing worse, Stephen, on this next pitfall than when you think you have that buyer and you find out that they are not qualified for a loan and cannot purchase your home. Because you've already probably even told your friends or packed up the boxes and ready to go.
You could be moved out of the home.
That's right.
And find out the loan's denied. Unknown banks will deny the loan the day of closing. And that is an awful trend in our industry. So what we do is we make sure that the buyer has gone to a known lender that we know, to a loan officer at that lending institution that we know, and then we call that lender and interview that lender. It says in our contracts that we have access to the buyer's lender's private information. As a seller, you will not have that data. And you can get pre-qualified online now with whatever income you state and whatever you say your FICO score is, they will print out in a pre-approval letter. That is not the lender you want for your buyer.
No, that's right. The next pitfall, Stephen, I want to talk about is, can you remove the emotion out of your sale? Most people feel like they're ready to sell and they can do this, but when that buyer comes in and says they hate those granite countertops you spent all month picking out and adore, then that could ruin your sale, because at that point you don't know if you want to sell your house to that buyer.
I cannot remove the emotional attachment in my personal home. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
One final thing.
Are you ready to field all the calls that can come? Because they will come, that's for sure.
Counting the internet and calls, we get somewhere between 50 and 100 phone calls per property that we put on the market. And usually there's one or two qualified buyers in there. I blame HGTV and some other all these real estate shows, including mine, that've got people obsessed with real estate. And people really want a house hunt, even when they can't afford a home. We had some people coming in an open house this past weekend. They just closed on their home 2 weeks ago. They're not in the market to buy a house, but they're going to open houses. People are obsessed with real estate. So can you weed out, through those 50, 100 phone calls, can you weed out the people that are truly going to buy the home?
That's right.
Well, and let me just say, on all these things, Sharon's an expert, and you do an amazing job with that. The other thing is, if you're considering for sale by owner, the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Group, through Sharon, we offer a for sale by owner program to where you can be for sale by owner and be listed with us at the same time. It's a very unique formula. I designed it, so it's very unique. And if you are interested in that, give Sharon a call. Sharon, people need to know how to find you.
Yes, they can reach me through my cell phone, 803-207-7001, or my email, sharon@stephencooley.com.
And on today's show, if you're interested in going to our website, you can go to sharon.stephencooley.com, and you'll be in Sharon's website instead of mine, so you definitely want to do that. Sharon, great information, very valuable information.
Thank you.
If you're considering selling your home and going for sale by owner, listen to this show a couple of times. Please stay tuned. We've got beautiful homes for sale in your area, and we'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.